Hello, babies. You miss me? I know it's been a minute, but we're going through major life changes. We're uprooting from one location, moving to another. I'm not stable at the moment, but in time, we should be on something a little bit more regular. Pretty soon, I'll be finished doing my overnight escapades, giving more time to go into my channel. But I am still keeping committed to at least try and post. So without much ado, let's get this thing started. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Dynamite D, the Duke of Danger, the Deacon of Destruction. I'm talking about the bringer of doom, gloom, and everything that goes boom, baby. Oh, it feels good. Oh, this is gonna be a snapshot. So let me explain, because there's been some interesting news going on in the wrestling world. It's been enticing to get me pulled into a few things. Now, let's go ahead and get the big shot out the way, what I care about talking about in the first place. So, obviously, as we know, NXT is going to be going to the USA Network. So, it's going to be a prime show. It's going to be a big three. So, WWE is going to be scattered between beginning of the wrestling week, middle of the wrestling week, and at the end of the wrestling week on a Friday. This definitely getting to the way for individuals in America who have a particular show that they watch on a certain day. Especially Wednesdays. The Wednesday Night Wars will be beginning soon. WWE has basically taken the initiative by getting an early jump on it. But let's not be swayed by what AEW has going on. But the biggest thing that goes into me is the fact that we're going to have, essentially how I feel, you're going to have WWE and then you're going to have NXT. Now then, beginning and end of the week, that's all WWE. Raw and SmackDown. But in the middle of the week, you have NXT taking over, because we're going to have NXT fusing with 205 Live and NXT UK to a degree. So, this is definitely Hunter getting his own threshold up in there. The NXT name is building on itself, and obviously the WWE itself cannot compete. Now, when I say WWE, I mean Vince McMahon's WWE, which kind of is only going to be Raw, because SmackDown more or less will be taken over by Fox. Hunter should still be at the helm running NXT on Wednesdays, and then Monday Night Raw is just whatever the fuck Vince has left over. But still, that is very, very good news, because, I mean, granted, NXT is going to be more scripted. I am praying that the in-ring action does not become lessened by these moves, but we can only wait and see. Yes, I will be getting back into watching wrestling. Probably, well, I'll get back to watching WWE in 2 weeks after I've moved into my new place and once I'm settled in. Yeah, we're gonna have a new location. I'm about to set up a whole new venue. So once that gets set up, then you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to really commit to having my weekend format. Like I said, I've been working overnight for the past few weeks, so it's been pretty hard on me to really be consistent, because I'm usually tired and not having enough energy to want to do these videos. I'm sorry, but back to the news. So that's the WWE news I care to talk about. So one main match that we got announced for AEW going into the first showing is going to be Cody versus Sammy Guevara. So I'm interested to see how that goes. But that's not it with AEW, but we'll get to that later. So, obviously, they're getting the bills going. You know, Sammy Guevara's coming in. He's basically showing the world what he has to do. He doesn't need to prove anything, because he's proven he's there. He has the talent to get there. And then for Cody, he's not gonna be the one to take the F. He's basically saying that, look, this is gonna be the start of the AEW era. This is gonna be our first show, and I'm gonna be in our very first match. So I'm not about to give up. I'm not saying that Sammy, is an up and comer. He doesn't like hearing that, and that would be disrespectful to him. But Cody doesn't intend on losing. Now that itself, it's fine. It's a nice little setup to a match. It doesn't need to be anything deep, but it makes sense. We're gonna get this going on. We're gonna see how this will definitely affect Cody, because the way that this match plays out could affect his match with Chris Jericho at Full Gear. If I haven't talked about it, the next pay-per-view for AEW is going to be Full Gear, which kind of throws a bit of a wrench into the yearly pay-per-view plans that I originally heard when it came to AEW, where they were going to maybe do like four big shows throughout the year. But that also depends on how you feel about Fyter Fest and Fight for the Fallen. If you don't count Fight for the Fallen since it was a charity show, then you know what? Then yes, this will definitely count as a fourth. Now, will it live up to being able to stand alone with what would be currently the big four of AEW? I don't know, but we'll wait and see. But speaking back on AEW, because on the last episode of Being the Elite, A few things came out of it. One, Kenny isn't doing all right. You know, I believe it looked like Kenny was at a wedding. I believe it might have been Okada's wedding because Okada was supposed to be getting married. So who knows? Because if you pay attention, he had his cleaner hair. He had his hair back when he was the cleaner. So you know, maybe this could be signs that there could still be a working relationship with New Japan and AEW. I don't know. I don't have enough to go off of, but it could be. But as we all see in the video, Kenny is losing it. It's almost as if he's drunk. And remember, Kenny is straight edge. So Kenny is taking this L to loss, this L to Pac extremely hard. This is affecting his character. So where do we go from here? Like I said before, I want to see a redemption climb for Kenny. Preferably him going back to his old ways, not necessarily as a heel, but as cocky and confident as he was. I'm sorry, Kenny as a babyface is nice for the feel good, but the fact that I want Kenny to really show the world, since he's going to be on the world stage now, that why he was the best wrestler in the world, he needs to get back at it. So we're going to hope and wait and see. And also, it was said that even Hangman's taking his loss pretty hardly. So who knows what this can mean for their respective characters. I want to see something. I want to see something more happen at it. I'm also excited to see the first match going into the tag team tournament, which is going to be the Young Bucks versus Private Party. Talk about it more down the line, but that's what I'm looking forward to. I can't remember if there was. Oh yeah, now I remember. So obviously, I have talked about the AEW's commentary team. I feel that they have their team together with the inclusion of Golden Boy, Excalibur, and JR. But what does it mean when you're going on a legendary network for professional wrestling, such as TNT, former home to WCW, and you literally have JR and Tony Schiavone on your commentary team? Boy, come on now. Now, this is definitely something that's going to perk up the ears of old WCW fans who haven't been interested in a long time. Now, to keep in mind that AEW is not trying to focus on the extra goofy shit, which can definitely pull in those old school WCW guys into watching the show, if not only just to hear the voice of Tony Schiavone and JR on the commentary team together. Now, Tony Schiavone is premium talent. As far as I'm concerned, when it comes down to announcers, like the best announcers in wrestling history, in my opinion, I'm gonna say Tony Schiavone and JR. They were both the major voices of their respective companies. Once upon a time when they were separated, and the thought of Schiavone and JR together on the commentary team leaves me hope. But I also want to know, what does this mean for Excalibur? What does this mean for Golden Boy? I want them to have more of the company. But for Golden Boy, if he's just going to be a sparse pay-per-view appearance, I can understand that. Or if they're going to do it in the same format WCW used to have, where they used to have, you used to have two different commentary teams for the separate hours of the show, that also can work for me too. You got, when it comes down to the latter half of the main event, you gotta have Schiavone and you gotta have JR. But when it comes down to the openers going midway through, then you have Golden Boy and Excalibur. I am fine with that because the end matches are the ones that need to be the most focused. They need to get, that's when you need to get really serious in it, and I feel like that format would definitely work. And again, it gives you those old WCW vibes. I'm just excited to see how it goes. Also, congratulations to Sean Spears. If none of you knew, Sean Spears married his new wife, the lovely Peyton Royce. Yes. Of the Iconics. And happy for them. What does this mean for Peyton, though? Now, there's a lot of cross-the-company lines going on with these marriages, because we got Moxley and Renee, and now we got Peyton and Sean. Ooh, yeah. This is getting wild here. Well, let me try this again. How is Vince going to take all this? And also, could we be seeing it into the Iconics? Is Vince going to be that petty? I don't know. Wait, you see to the next episode. But let's go ahead. That's a little bit of AEW news that I have to talk about, because now we need to go into honestly the wildest news that I have this week. So keep in mind, let me go ahead and preview y'all. 3 years ago, 3-ish years ago, there was a company, a formerly great company that while never really had the numbers to put itself on the map, it had the hype and the talent to still be recognized. They came out as a joke name, TNA, tits and ass, total non-stop action, and would blaze a trail as a real wrestling alternative without ever really breaking the folds of the mainstream. You had excellent matches, men who have left marks in this industry from America to the Far East, stretching all over this globe and back again multiple times. Guys like AJ Styles, guys like Samoa Joe. I mean, Magnus is doing pretty well for himself, and James Storm is the Eternal Cowboy. We had Stinger given a place to hold out longer before going and being taken out by the WWE. Honestly, probably his biggest fear of all. Where former stars had one last hurrah while destroying what was a possibly promising company. And then Vince Russo popped up and then just really fucked shit up and got them off the spike, and then, fucking ever since. That's right, Impact Wrestling. Now, 3 years ago, Impact Wrestling was on his deathbed. Where one Matthew Hardy was broken. And I thought that this would have been an end. A glorious end to a company! While losing his mind. But then, the gods came. Athena allowed the owl from her shoulder to come and give greatness into the unexpected resurrection of Impact Wrestling. Yes, yes, yes. Impact not only lived, it has actually been doing better in these past years. Having decent matches and making relatively nice stars. While not on the scale it once was, it is actually coming back in a way that I didn't expect, because Anthem has basically bought a majority stake in Access. Now, if you don't know anything about Access TV, let me explain to you. Access TV was one of the two stations. Oh, Access TV and HDNet. There we go. 2 channels owned by Mark Cuban, the billionaire owner of the Dallas Mavericks. Now, I'm a Texas boy. I'm from Dallas County. I love Houston. I have no problems with Dallas except for the Cowboys. Cowboys go suck a dick. But Impact has bought majority stake in Access and HDNet. So, not only do they have what I call the hottest channel for combat sports, considering that they do have their own, they have a caveat of pro wrestling and MMA material, where New Japan does its broadcasting in the States. They also, because of having bought HDNet, have access to ROH's old cache of content. So, what this means is that there could finally be an avenue to watch all those old ROH tapings, the ones that you couldn't that we can't have in the current format. So, and then also Impact is going to be moving to Access sometime after the next Bound for Glory. So, for Impact to make the journey from being on its deathbed to coming back and possibly thriving better than before, there's also talks that Anthem is interested in buying Ring of Honor. Now then, there has not been a merger that would be this important in many, many years. Not since Vince bought out WCW. Now, the reason why that's important, because a lot of people, and me included, will admit that this is only the number 3 and 4 company in the country. That's because we all put AEW as a nice little second. But keep in mind, for Impact to be going to Access, and I believe they're going to be going to a station format similar to what the NWA is going to be doing in Atlanta. That gives them the opportunity to have a new home base of operations. This puts them back on a major spotlight, because the Pursuit channel is not a big enough station for them to be broadcasting. Impact is still going to be doing its Twitch streaming. It's Twitch streaming on Fridays, which is going to be fucked up because Vince has put SmackDown on Friday. So honestly, SmackDown on Friday, Vince has a multi-sided war going on. Besides battling for the wrestling week, you're battling for Wednesdays with AEW. You're going to be battling for Fridays with Impact, and Impact again has gotten better. Its talent is getting better. I'm sorry, I'm an advocate for Impact now because I can actually watch it and enjoy it without dealing with bullshit on bullshit. But that being said, the fact that Anthem is considering buying out Ring of Honor now, I've said this, Ring of Honor has fallen off since the Elite left them. There hasn't been much interest in them, and the last big pop was probably the G1 Supercard of Honor. And it will honestly do more or less to New Japan. Granted, it's still sold out, but it's sold out because of the Elite. And the show was okay, but it was really it was the New Japan side that really set it the fuck off. And so now, if Anthem does buy Ring of Honor from the Sinclair Broadcasting Network, then this means that both companies will be under one house. But the word is that they'll still be separate. They'll still be treated as separate entities. But that means they can actually work together more often. So now we can have those nice ROH Impact matchups that we've all thought about. Not to mention, how could this play out in regards to the guys like Jay Lethal, who kind of got bigger in Impact, to be able to have the opportunity to go back there without it being an actual problem or dealing with extra bullshit. I don't know, there's potential there, but all I know is that this is big. I'm excited. Now then, I'm curious if Sinclair is actually going to want to sell, but then again, I don't think Sinclair being a conservative political machine really cares about pro wrestling like that. Like they probably thought it was a good way to get a little money. They probably did pretty well on it, because Ring of Honor is still, again, maintained fairly well for itself. But I think now that they need more people, I'm not sure how it goes, because even me, I'm not able to watch Ring of Honor through normal means. You know, I can't really watch it on my local news station, even though Sinclair owns a third of all local stations in America. They're fucking huge. But, and they're a conservative machine, so I probably wouldn't want to watch that shit anyway. But the point still is that at this moment, Access is going to be the new premier home for wrestling outside of whatever the fuck WWE's doing in TNT. So, I'm excited to see where this goes. I hope this can make the wrestling landscape be much grander, at least in America. I know right now the UK is having a hard time. They've lost quite a few of their indie wrestling companies, and the bubble, I'm not going to say it's popped, but we're definitely seeing definitely going to see recedings going on in the independent scene. But I like the fact that with this massive burst in popularity, we're going to get new ground set up. I'm excited to see the way it goes. We'll see what the fuck else happens in the rest of the week. If it comes down to it, I'll make a secondary video this weekend. I don't know, but it depends on what happens. Like I said, everybody, I'm excited to be moving on my life and preparing to be stable. I'm definitely still focused on the channel. So if you come back and support your boy, I'm going to come back and give you love. Anyway, it's wrestling love. That's what it is. And your boy Dynamite D's out of here. So y'all have a good one. Tune in for the next one. I'll see you later. Peace.